Germany is changing.
Germany's new chancellor has vowed to build the strongest army in Europe.
Starting next year, all 18-year-old men will have to fill in a questionnaire on whether they would want to serve.
Germany is on a military mission of its own to recruit tens of thousands of troops in the face of the threat posed by Russia.
After many decades of pacifistic policies and demilitarization, Germany is once again becoming a military power. After Russian invasion of Ukraine, Germany responded with a historic shift. Defense spending surged, procurement accelerated, and Germany began redefining its military role in Europe. But the question remains, what does this mean for Europe? Germany's policy of maintaining a tight control over their military has been a part of their identity for several decades after World War II. The German military, named Bundeswehr, had been intentionally kept small, underfunded, and controlled. Germany's military expenditure has further reduced following the end of the Cold War. Rather than planning any further modernization, it has been focused on effectively repairing what is already present. In the 2010s, Germany's military stood out as a pale comparison to what it used to be. Allies within NATO, and more specifically the US, were pushing Germany to up its defense expenses. Spending on defense did not exceed 1.2%, significantly under the 2% target set by NATO in 2014. Issues regarding preparedness were also becoming more apparent, such as their inability to operate their choppers, submarines refusing to dive, and tanks not having the ability to fire. This has been the case for several years. Germany's enjoyed the benefits of NATO protection without paying its fair share. All of this changed, though.
Народные республики Донбасса обратились к России с просьбой о помощи. Принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции.
The Ukraine invasion by Russia in February 2022 has upended Germany's comforting understanding of European security. Only 3 days after Russian tanks entered Ukraine, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced a Zeitenwende, or a turning point in German security policy before the German parliament. This is historic. Germany is to establish a dedicated defense fund of 100 billion euros to enable fast-tracking the modernization of the military. The government pledged to stick to the 2% GDP expenditure on defense committed to NATO. This is because changes to the German constitution enabled overspending on the 1% GDP debt rule, which is a holy rule to control public borrowing. In 2024, Germany reached the 2% target of NATO expenses for the first time since 1991, committing $88.5 billion to military expenses, placing it as the fourth largest military spending country and the largest in Central and Western Europe. Military expenses rose by 28% within a single year. Nevertheless, Germany has greater ambitions than 2%. Indeed, it intends to significantly raise military expenditure, which is currently planned to increase to 152 billion euros by 2029. Moreover, it's committed to spend 3.5% of GDP by 2029, intending to develop Europe's strongest conventional army. Within 2024, Germany has cleared 97 large-scale defense procurements amounting to more than 58 billion euros. This is a record high when compared to the 55 large-scale procurements cleared within 2023. The increased allocations were drawn from regular budgets and the special 100 billion euros defense fund. The German military acquired 105 Leopard 2A8 tanks, which are the most modern ever produced. The German government has recently authorized the buying of 424 new wheeled armor vehicles costing close to 7 billion euros, including 274 scouting vehicles and 150 Shackle infantry fighting vehicles by General Dynamics. These are scheduled to arrive between 2027 and 2031. The modernization of the naval fleet significantly accelerated. Germany opted for another 2 frigates of the F-126 design, increasing the total to 6, and 4 U-212 CD submarines. The government embarked on the acquisition of the new frigates of the F-127 class. This significantly boosted the country's air defense, which featured enhanced Patriot missile systems and new versions of the Iris-T missiles. The Bundeswehr also procured the Pols rocket artillery system and further developed the Schwerer Waffenträger infantry. Germany has procured another 20 Eurofighter Typhoons and is also exploring new long-range air defense systems. Investment has also been made by the German military to improve cybersecurity by increasing data center capacity and cloud infrastructure. Digitalization is also on the agenda. Modern communication technology, battlefield awareness, and network-centric warfare are to be integrated into each and every branch. Germany has also cleared the launch of Uranos AI, a surveillance solution based on artificial intelligence to analyze mass amounts of surveillance inputs by drones, satellites, and radars along the NATO east flank. Personnel will also continue to grow. The number of active military personnel is to increase to 260,000 by 2035, along with 200,000 reservists, up from 180,000 active soldiers. In 2025, 10,000 more military personnel and 2,000 more civilians were hired. Military recruitment jumped 28% between January and July 2025, raising troop levels to 183,100. Starting pay is now set at 2,600 euros monthly, up by 450 euros. Germany is changing not only by buying equipment, but also by assuming operational control with regards to the defense of Europe. The most important news is that Germany is to send, for the first time since World War II, a permanent combat force outside the country.
Well, you're looking at armored infantry carriers belonging to the German army. We're in Lithuania, about an hour and a half outside the capital Vilnius, and this is one of NATO's bases that it set up in the Baltics back in 2017.
The 45th Armored Brigade, also known as Brigade Lituan, will be stationed on a permanent basis in Lithuania. This is historically unprecedented and reflects a radical shift away from Germany's post-war defense policy. Ultimately, the brigade will contain 4,800 personnel and 200 civilians, including Puma-equipped infantry fighting vehicles and Leopard 2A7 battle tanks. Currently, approximately 700 German soldiers are deployed to Lithuania, and the brigade is expected to attain full operating capacity by 2027. This is important because Lithuania is geopolitically close to both the Kaliningrad region and the Republic of Belarus, and is therefore important to secure the Suwalki Corridor, which is the land route connecting the Baltic countries to the rest of NATO. Germany's Lithuania commitment could set a precedent among other European countries, although Canada and the UK plan to send high readiness brigades to Latvia and Estonia. Each has a different approach, forward storing equipment and practicing responses to deployments, but not leaving permanent brigade presence. Germany has the most significant permanent presence. Germany is also preparing to take up a strong role within the European defense structure. Germany has announced a 2026 defense budget of 108.2 billion euros, which is significantly higher than what the French government has planned, which is 57.2 billion euros, not to mention nuclear deterrence expenses. Despite high levels of increased spending, challenges persist. The German military acquisition process is faced with slow government bureaucracies and lengthy approval procedures. Although 97 acquisitions were approved during 2024, progress is slow. Meanwhile, problems associated with maintenance and readiness, which have existed due to a lack of investment over several decades, still exist. Others have argued that it is not possible for the special defense funds to fix the existing structural problems on their own. Production capacities are constrained by industry bottlenecks. The issue of ammunition shortages is paramount. Troops shortages are also rife, yet recruitment is up. Germany needs to support the 155mm shell gap, which has more than 2 million ammunitions annually. Public opinion is another issue. According to a survey, 59% of Germans are not prepared to protect their country by arms, and merely 27% believe an attack on Germany is possible within the next 5 years. Again, mandatory conscription is widely debated, and an 80% majority of supporters of left parties are opposed to it. Germany has to keep up the momentum of increasing expenditure beyond the first special fund. The 100 billion euros is running out very fast. Structural budget changes and political commitment beyond electoral cycles are necessary to keep up defense outlays. Germany aims to become Europe's most capable land power. Chancellor Merz has committed to building Europe's strongest conventional army, a tall order for a country whose military underwent years of neglect. Long-term commitment involves more than the one-time special fund. Germany intends to spend 350 billion euros on new weapon systems by 2041. In 2029, defense expenditure is to increase to 3.5% of GDP, substantially above the 2% target. There are growing moves towards European defense integration. Germany is participating in joint programs with France and also with other countries such as Poland, including the FCAS. The German military is initially contributing to a pre-integrated divisional structure with integrated brigades from the Netherlands and Romania. Whether Germany is able to build on recent gains and secure sustained improvements is a question. In order to keep up the pace, it's essential to address long-standing problems. Germany has to increase expenditure but also improve capabilities. The shift in German thinking on the military may well be as important as the buying of hardware. Germany has evolved from a nation ambivalent about military power to a nation proud to think of itself and be known to the world as the military leader of Europe.